Today we're going to learn the song Devil Like Me by the band Rainbow Kitten Surprise, which is cuter but messier than Rainbow Cat Surprise, and it sounds like this. Cool, so it's really fun drop D riff that is the whole song. It's great practice for maybe alternate picking, just kind of getting into a different tuning, which is drop D. All that means you take the low E string and you tune it down to a D. So a lot of times you can just kind of match by hitting the D string and then matching pitch. Right? Or you can use a tuner, something like that. All you gotta do is now your strings are gonna be D, A, D, G, B, E. So it starts off with this power chord on the B on the A string. A sharp B. Second fret on the A string, and then you can have your pinky or your ring finger on the fourth fret of the D string. And we're gonna go back and forth between these two notes. So, if we have this note is a B, this note is an F sharp. So I'm just gonna call it out by the name of the string rather than the note, just so you can kind of see which ones I'm picking here. A, D, A, D, A, D, open A. Okay, so that's gonna be the first part of the riff, back and forth. And notice like when I'm picking it, I'm going down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So really kind of back and forth between the A and the D string, I'm just going alternate down, down, up. So every time I hit the A string, it's down. Every time I hit the D string, it's up. Real slow. All right, first part of the riff, really easy. Just kind of get back and forth until you get that down. The next part's gonna sound like this. So in context, we have part one. Open A, then to open E, which is really a D note. I'm still gonna call it the E string to try to avoid confusion rather than build it, but it is a D note. E, E, D, E, D, E, D, D. Now those last two notes are two and open on the D string. So E, E, D, E, D, E, 2D, open D. Okay? So really, I'm gonna link you to a tab in the description that you can kind of see the notes, but this is really just more about the technique to kind of get it to sound right. Now, the next thing we're gonna do after this part is take what is a power chord shape rooted on the low E string, 5th fret, okay? So 5 to 7, right? Just like we started the whole song off with. But because it's in drop D, it gives it a different type of sound, right? So we're gonna do the exact same thing with this shape right here. E, E, A, E, A. And then we're gonna do this kind of slide from 7 to 9 and back, okay? So this could be maybe the trickiest part of the riff, if it's maybe one of the more beginner riffs that you're starting out trying to learn. But the important thing is to keep the pressure of your finger, whichever finger you use. You can do it with your pinky or your ring, because either one of those will reach from the 5th fret on the low E string, like that. But I know like when I was first starting playing guitar, I would have problems sliding and coming back, and it would sound like, right? And I couldn't hear it. But that's really all about just kind of like keeping the pressure of your finger on that string while you transition back and forth. Another tip that I can give you, if maybe you're having a hard time finding that interval and like getting really good at kind of like going 2 frets, coming back right away, is to have your eyes focused on the 9th fret of the A string. Instead of tracking your finger from the 7th fret to the 9th fret and back, it's way better to focus in on where you're going, and it's gonna be easier to get back than trying to follow your hand back. Your brain has like a really great way of communicating with your eyeballs to really lock in. And if you're really focusing on this spot, your finger's really gonna nail that note more often than not, okay? So again, another thing I was guilty of as a beginner was watching that slide, and I would always be like, whoa, too far, not far enough, right? So we do this 2 times in a row. The first time it's E, E, A, E, A, back. The second time, E, A, slide back, 5, A, which is also a D. Now, alternatively, you could go and hit the open D string to give your hand more time to get back to the beginning. So again, I really think directionally, when you're picking it, it's a good way to kind of like separate the downstrokes from the upstrokes depending on what string that you're on. So it's not totally like purely alternate picking where it's always a downstroke followed by an upstroke back and forth. I think timing wise, it's gonna work out a little bit better doing it that way, like down, down, up, down, up, down, up, because you get a better idea for the sound of switching strings. Another way to do it also too would be just to do it finger style, like where really you kind of like assign like maybe your thumb to the A string and your pointer finger to the D string, so then it's like thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, pointer, thumb, pointer, thumb. That could be like an easier way to do it, but listening to the recording, I do think it sounds like they're probably using a pick because it's like super clean, right? So, kind of a cool song. That's really the entire thing. It just kind of goes through over and over again. Fun riff to play, really great way to kind of get efficient at picking, and maybe an introduction to drop D tuning, which is, you know, if you're just kind of experimenting in alternative tunings, this is definitely the easiest, most accessible one that kind of gives you a lot more options as far as like the lower notes in the register that you can hit now, and really to kind of come up with cool riffs, because now we have those 2 extra notes extended that are available at our disposal to rock it out. So hope you dig it. If you haven't heard the song before, check it out. Pretty cool song from a cool band. And if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.